And I've got to apologise, but not our fault. Really isn't. In the meantime, absolutely elated. Believe me, you're going to love this. It is 15 degrees downtown, 62 degrees Fahrenheit if you're in America or somewhere like that. You know, not bad right now. Heading for a high of, well, one more, 16 degrees, so the weatherman says. I think we can do better. I do. It is Thursday, October 21st, and today I'm absolutely elated. Believe me, you're going to love this. For those of you that are joining us on Facebook Live right now, I've got to welcome everybody along. I really am excited because Johanna Mirianna is joining us, coming out of Nashville today. Believe me, you're going to love it. And of course, we kicked it off with a little too far away. So let's introduce you to Johanna. Welcome to Galaxy.
Hi, thank you for having me.
It is an absolute pleasure. Believe me, I really get right into your music. I've got to be honest with you, I'm an engineer as well as a DJ. Not only studio engineer, but front of the house as well. So, and I've done a couple of world tours, travelled with some really famous people. And
Wow.
not often that I find a band or an artist that raises an eyebrow, you know what I mean? And I'm listening to your music. I don't listen to it as a fan would. I would listen to it as an engineer, you know what I mean? Or as a DJ, how viable it is to play on the radio. So
Yeah.
I'm fascinated with your work. I really am. Now, I know you've been singing since about the age of 5. And what shaped your choice of music? I mean, the world has so many variations of music, but I think you seek this choice. What was your influence to pick up on Americana, folk, pop kind of style? What was that?
So I mean, I am a triple threat as well. I do musical theater and stuff too. And straight out of college, I got into opera. Believe it or not, like my original music doesn't sound at all but I sing pop opera as well. But when it comes to my original music, I started playing guitar when I was about 19. And so it's been just a little over a decade. And I'd probably say my main, as far as songwriting goes, my main musical influences are, I'd say, like Bonnie Raitt, Ricky Lee Jones, Bruce Springsteen, Sean Colvin, Goo Goo Dolls. Yeah, those are some of my faves.
You know, I get it. I really do. By the way, I got to say, loving the pumpkin thing in the background there. Really, Halloween's coming up soon, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It's actually my favorite holiday, and I'm going to sound like such an American, but I Googled right before our interview. I was like, do they celebrate Halloween in New Zealand? Because I don't know if this is going to be a pros. But yeah, Halloween's coming up in like 10 days. Yeah.
Very cool. Actually, if you ever need pumpkins, I know a guy.
Oh, really?
I
Okay.
really do, believe me. He comes out of North Carolina. His wife actually has a farm over in Mexico, about 10 million pumpkins. So if you need some, I know a guy.
Dang. Buy a dime for every one of those. Oh my gosh.
Hello. Hello. Believe me, I'd love that too. A lot of it goes for charity and stuff like that, though. I got to be honest with you. Superb artist in his own right. He's a master of the blues slide steel. Brilliant.
Really? Oh man, I love slide and like lap steel. Yeah, it's a great instrument.
Both of those. In fact, I think he actually makes his own tools as well, to be very honest with you.
Wow.
Yeah, very talented man. And he's been around, you know, for a number of years perfecting his craft. And believe me, he is a master at what he does. Got to be honest. Now, I got a fan question for you, Johanna. A young lady called Tracy, coming out of Venice, is asking me, what would you attribute to your most important, significant, how did she put it? Okay, fine. She's rather Italian, if you know what I mean. She's trying to get it into English. What would you attribute as the most important point of your success to date?
Oh man, that's a really good question. I don't think anyone's ever asked me that before. The most important point of my success today is, do you think she means like what one of my most favorite performances was?
Yeah, well, basically, what has brought you to the point of success as we know it right now? Johanna Mirianna, What's your success?
I would say one way that I've definitely grown as an artist is I've moved around a lot. A lot. Like I just moved back here to Nashville a few, like 4 or 5 months ago. This would be my 17th move, 17th move in my whole life. So I've played a lot of different places. I've met a lot of different people, heard a lot of different kinds of music. So that's definitely helped me grow as an artist for sure. It's helped my songwriting too. It gives me a lot more like fodder to write about, because I don't just write love songs. I've gotten more into like writing about like the news and like stuff that's happening like in the world outside of just like romantic relationships. But yeah, traveling a lot and meeting a lot, just like getting out there like all the time.
You know, I get that. I really, really do. I've moved about, 20 dozen times as well, usually running from women.
Damn. Oh, man.
literally.
No.
Yeah, literally. Now, another fan question too is, Johanna, how do we get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, Johanna, do you respond?
I do respond. Yeah, I spend all my time on social media. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But yeah, I'm on Facebook. I have an artist Facebook page that's just my first name. It's just Johanna, Johanna. And then my Instagram is actually my legal name, Johanna Winkle, Win as in Nancy, Kel, but I'm trying to change it to Johanna Mirianna. I have a website too, which is johannamirianna.com. And you can find my music on Spotify. I'm working on getting it on Apple Music right now. It's on Amazon and iTunes.
Something, we would love it if we could buy some product from you. Do you have a merch store on your website?
I don't have any merch yet. I'm still trying to figure out what to do for merch.
Okay, well, will you please let us know when you do and you put on a merch store, because there's so many people that follow you here at Galaxy. I'm sure they would like to have some keepsakes, some trinkets, maybe a t-shirt, cap, koozie, guitar pick,
Right.
Even one artist actually sent me lipstick.
Oh, yeah. I'm not wearing any today, but I love lipstick. Like bright red. It's kind of like my color.
Yeah, well,
But
actually,
I'll keep posted.
yeah, in fact, Barbara ended up with the lipstick. It wasn't my colour.
It was
No, he
on
wasn't.
Galaxy.
Donnie Coulter's on board. Nice to have you on board, Donnie. Loving the new work, I really am, and looking forward to catching up and talking about that in the near future. Creatures of Condition. Love that band, I really do. Sean Simpson is back. Hello, darling. Nice to have you back again. You've got to be our biggest fan, you really do, and we're looking forward to having you on board on our Christmas show, something a VIP kind of deal, really are. At the same time, Mike Greenstreet is joining us as well. Nice to have you on board, Mike. Believe me, it is an absolute pleasure to introduce all of our people watching this morning and everybody around the world that is joining us on the radio right now to Johanna Mirianna, coming out of Nashville. Now, you were born in Boulder, Colorado.
Yes, I was. Mm-hmm.
Tell me
I'm really missing it this time of year, too. It's going to start snowing soon. It hasn't already.
What, you like the snow?
I love the snow.
Seriously?
I love, like, blizzards and hurricanes and all kinds of... yeah, I know. I love, like, cold weather. Really cold weather.
You're a special kind of weird, aren't you?
Yeah,
Really?
I'm not really into the whole, like, no. Yeah, I'm very New Englandy, Colorado-y, that part.
Okay, I kind of get that. You see, I went to university down the bottom of the South Island of New Zealand, close to the pole, and it snows, all that sort of cold stuff, and including the students there going to university are called scarfies. Self-explanatory, scarfies.
Oh, Scoffies.
Yeah, self-explanatory. We all have the same scarf.
Oh, okay, I got the scarf, sorry.
Yeah, so believe me, we're all called scarfies down there. But where we are here in the north... Now, do you know much about New Zealand at all?
I don't. I've always wanted to go. I've always wanted to visit, and I love your guys' accents, but I don't know anything about it.
We have an accent? We have... Who's he? Where do we hide? We have an accent? Okay, nice. So I'm glad you like our accent.
Oh my gosh, I love accents. I think it's super cool.
Well, I got to be honest with you. Voted not so long ago in the news, it actually said that New Zealand's accent was voted the most sexiest in the world.
Really?
Yeah, I'm still catching up with that one. I really am. Now, let me tell you a little bit about New Zealand, because I really do want to talk to you about possibly you considering once we get our borders open again and we're able to hold concerts and stuff, maybe coming.
Close?
Yeah, they are right now. Only New Zealand citizens can come in. Then there's an MIQ deal. You know what I mean? You got to go through all sorts of to get everything going. But having said that, Snoop Dogg is going to be doing a concert here next year. Looking forward to meeting up with old Snoopy again. I really, really am.
That is legit. That's awesome.
Yeah, believe me, it would be good to catch up with the old fella again. But we would love to have you here in New Zealand, maybe touring, doing a couple of shows, and we give you the chance of being able to discover a little bit about New Zealand. Would you consider that?
I would absolutely love that. I was actually just in the spirit of Halloween. I was making some pumpkin cupcakes the other day, and I like decorated them and everything. And my mom was over, and she was like, "So, what are your plans this week?" And this is yesterday. I'm like, "Oh, well, I have an interview, with Galaxy FM. I told you about them. They're the New Zealand radio station tomorrow." And she's like, what would you think about doing like a mini tour in New Zealand? I just thought, oh my God, I just think that would be the coolest thing ever. The coolest. Because I've played my music all over North America, but never not in America.
Okay, well, let's picture this one. I don't know whether you're familiar with this, but most Americans and Canadians have this love-hate kind of deal going on. I think it's an ice hockey kind of thing. You know what I mean?
And I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, well, in New Zealand, we have a love-hate kind of deal similar with Australia, our little cousins across the ditch. We are rugby union, that's our sport. And same with Australia. We've been world champions more times than they've ever had silverware, literally. And we love to be able to heckle each other and give each other a bit of stick. Bit of fun, it's banter, basically. But you do it with your neighbour. You know what I mean? We do it with Australia. And, we would love to be able to do maybe an Australasian tour where we could do maybe 4 or 5 shows here in New Zealand, maybe about 8 to 10 shows in Australia, only because we like their money. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Absolutely. I mean, I would, and like for me, like Nashville being in the music hub, I have access to like some of the best players. I'm like buddies with kind of a small circle, if that makes sense. So I could definitely put together like an excellent lineup.
Very, very cool, because we would love to have you. Barbara is the manager of a company called Aurora Entertainment, and she does all the logistics, everything you want, or just hand her your wish list and it's done. You know what I mean?
Wow, I didn't know that. That's excellent.
Yeah, really, she does. But of course, with this COVID thing, she's been more concentrating on radio right now than she has with the concert stuff. Having said that, and believe me, right down to your stage maps, everything like that, let her know. She will make sure that everything is copacetic for you. She really, really will. Very efficient. She really is. Now, having said that, we opened up the show, of course, with a little too far away.
Mm-hmm.
How did you come to the lyrics of that?
I wrote that song actually the first time that I lived in Nashville, which was about, it was a while ago. And I was kind of transitioning out of like a sort of like a comfort zone because I was coming from St. Louis. I mean, I've lived in, like I said, I've lived like everywhere. But the first time that I moved to Nashville, like I didn't know anybody and I wasn't very good at guitar yet. I was just I was a newbie and I was sort of going through that like homesickness that you have, like you're excited to like move to like a new experience, meet new people and like get into it. But like in the back of my mind, I always was kind of feeling a little like insecure, kind of like, hi, it's me, like feeling just like this big. So that song was kind of about me sort of transitioning into like a new chapter in my life. Kind of like moving from being a big fish in a little pond to a tiny fish in a massive pond. I'd say that's what it's about.
I know what that's like, believe me. I know exactly what that's like. Believe me, I really do. So, now, at the same time, how long have you been writing? Literally, how long have you been recording what you've been writing? Because I see a little slight bit of genius behind your lyrics. And that's why I was asking you about A Little Too Far Away and how you came to the lyrics. Impression. Tell me about this.
Impression?
Yes.
Impression single. So that, I wrote that when I was living in LA. It's like each song is like a different city. But yeah, but I was living in LA for a while. I've lived there a couple of times because I was there for college too. But I went through this stage when I was really trying to like get better at guitar because I was afraid I had kind of plateaued and I had just started. Like looking back on it now, I see it was like kind of ridiculous. But I started busking a lot, you know, like street musicianing. And I was staying with a friend's stepdad for a summer in Santa Monica. And have you been to Santa Monica?
Yes.
Or to LA?
Yes.
Yeah, it's quite its own world, especially Santa Monica. But right there along, you know, the PCH, there's like, I guess leading up to the pier, there's that kind of jogging path where you just see like a million people a day like jogging stuff. And I'm like, you know what? To really get out of my comfort zone, what if I busked like right on this path where just like thousands of people pass by every day? And so one of the days when I was busking, there was like no one around, and I'm not sure why. I think there was like a storm coming or something, and it never storms in LA, so everybody like disappears. And I remember seeing this couple, like I had looked behind me over the railing because then you can see like the ocean and the Santa Monica beach, and I saw this couple out there by themselves, which I'm like, this is cool because there's, you know, it's usually overpopulated, and they were just sort of dancing in the sand together, just like slow dancing. And I thought, oh man, that's like really, really romantic. So then, I mean, I was very, very single at the time. And so I kind of started like fantasizing about like, hey, what if I could, you know, like fall in love with my dream guy and he could like take me like dancing in the sand. And so I just made up the whole song about, it's not about anybody actually in particular, but it was inspired by this random couple that I never saw again.
That is cool. It really, really is cool. Because believe me, I have Johanna on speed dial on my phone and in my car when I come to work. So believe me, I'm loving every minute of it. Here's Impressions. How you feeling?
Me?
Yeah, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm shy. I'm shy. Do you need a drink? Are you comfortable?
Oh no, I'm good. I have my water.
Oh.
Yep.
You need some
Anything I need.
You need some alcohol for that water.
Anyway, hello everyone.
Oh man.
Joined us. Thank you.
I have a taste for it. I can't.
Believe me, I don't drink either. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I have a stomach for it. Ugh.
Hey, listen, somebody sent me some moonshine from...
Oh, I have tried moonshine once. It was like the tiniest sip in the world, and I was like, no, I almost died.
Yeah, believe me, I got tore up from the floor up. Let's put it that way.
Tore up from the floor up. I don't think I've ever heard that. I don't remember that.
Believe me, I really did. The staff here says, Grant, you know what a nuclear warning sign looks like? And I went, yeah. They went, you were that. You know,
Red.
Bright red and glowing, you know.
Beetroot.
Scary.
Yeah, everybody's going, 2468, please don't radiate.
Yeah, and he slept for
You don't like
hours.
that.
Donnie Coulter loves rugby. Great sport. It really, really is. Rugby is gridiron without the pads and the helmets.
Yeah, I know kind of. I mean, is it essentially like football without padding?
Well,
Or is it like really different set of rules, different things?
football is soccer. It's a round ball.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
So rugby is gridiron shaped ball without the pads and helmets. and we play to hurt people, if you really want to know. we play to win.
It's like considered like the badass sport in my mind. I'm like, oh man, yeah, that's for people that are like made of steel and don't have bones.
That's their women.
Yeah,
Believe me, we have a female team that is just like that. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Gosh, no.
Absolute badass women. Honestly.
Scares me.
And then we have a team that's even 90% better than that.
Yeah.
Believe me, we have some huge sports fans in this world. We really do, as far as
cricket.
rugby goes. And cricket, yeah, you're right. Yep.
Particularly against the Australians.
We like to play the Australians at that too. We do. It's honest.
And don't forget the...
Have you ever heard of Lord of the Rings?
Yes, I have. I didn't want to bring that up earlier because when you asked earlier, like, you know, what do you know about New Zealand or what do you think of when you think of New Zealand, I was going to be like Lord of the Rings, but I thought it would make me sound like a typical American. But yes, I love Lord of the Rings. I like all the movies memorized. And I've read the books.
Let me take you there.
Make your impression on me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Donnie, yes, I agree. Hockey and lacrosse. Lacrosse is the one where they throw the ball with a strange hooky kind of thing, is it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's something like that. It's French, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Nice to know, Donnie, it really, really is. Now, Johanna, you come from a Dutch, an Indonesian and a Scottish descent. That's a bit, sir, really. Where did the Scottish come into this?
So my mom is very, very Scottish, and I think she's Scottish and British. I know definitely Scottish. I know that for a fact.
Yeah, should be part of the UK, the British Isles and everything like that. Believe me, you're not alone. I'm a bit of a bitzer myself. I'm actually half American Indian and half Scottish myself. So believe me,
Wow.
I've lived here long enough to be able to lose my American accent. How's that?
Well, you're only 2 at the time.
No, I like the New Zealand accent.
Fair enough. Now, during the break, while everybody was enjoying Impression, I asked you a particular question. Have you heard of Lord of the Rings? And you subtly says, well, I didn't want to sound like every other American, but yeah, okay, I heard. Yeah. I did say to you, we'll take you there. Now, what I meant by that is, well, would you believe the original Hobbiton set that you see at the very start of it is about an hour and a half away from this office right now.
Yeah, that's what I heard. I heard it's like an actual town or whatever, like people live there. Yeah. It wasn't just like a movie set?
No, we fondly call it Middle Earth, or everybody else calls it Matter, to be honest with you.
What do they call it? Matter?
Matter. Yeah. Matter. And believe me, they reckon it does matter in Matter. They reckon it does. But Middle Earth, we would love to be able to show you around Hobbiton, and you'll be able to see all the hobbit holes, the witching trees and all that sort of stuff, the party trees, all the stuff is still right there, believe me. And you absolutely feel like you're part of the movie. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. Besides, I've got to let you know, Peter Jackson, the director of the movie, I went to university with the guy.
No way! So did you know him?
Yeah, very well. We got on the terps many times as students.
On the what? What means?
We got on the drinks.
But wait, what do you call it? On the tips?
Terps.
Oh, the terps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Terps.
Sorry, these are all really interesting phrases. Right, cool.
Fair enough.
Wow,
Okay.
that's easy. Do you guys still talk?
Yeah, quite a bit, but you see, they've made him a sir now. He's a knight of the realm, if you know what I mean.
Oh, wow.
I'm sorry, I used to get drunk with that man. I can't call him sir anything, to be honest. And if you've seen any of his earlier films, you won't want to call him sir either, to be honest. But yeah, now, speaking about taking you around Hobbiton, the rest of the staff will have to do that because unfortunately I'm not allowed back in anymore.
Wait, really?
Yeah, yeah, there was a deal where apparently their security card went missing. It did.
No.
Yeah, I know exactly where it ended up. In fact, I think you showed me a photo, they found it the other day. Yeah, they found it. It was in a lake, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and it's true.
Dang, this is a true story?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, well, you know, security guards, they tend to get upset with you. Well, I got upset with them and, well, they lost the security card. You know, those little golf carty kind of things.
Wait, when did this happen?
About 2 years ago now.
Recently, okay.
Yeah,
Thinking,
yeah.
like, ago. I'm like, oh wow.
No, it took them that
So
long.
what if, like if you had a way to disguise yourself and not look like you, would you want to sneak back in just to visit, or do you just want to stay away?
I just got through telling you that I know Peter Jackson. All I have to do is ring him up and sort stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? And you're not going to let me in? Hold on. Let me just do this. You know what I mean?
I have some beef on you.
Yeah, look, here it is.
Oh wow! Oh my god!
Literally, they found it. To my surprise, actually. I didn't think they would. But, well, they did. Seamus Fitzsimmons is joining us. Nice to have you on board, Seamus. And believe me, it's an absolute pleasure because today we're joined by Johanna. And I absolutely love Johanna's music. I really do. As an engineer, I can't fault her work. Now, Johanna, where do you get this recorded?
Oh, well, let's see. I've used a lot of different studios. So for my first EP, Bending Hearts, which is what Impression and A Little Too Far Away are on, I recorded that at a very close friend of mine. His name is David Harper. He's a really well-known, really excellent songwriter here in Nashville. And so we used his basement, and we like to call it Dave's Cave, but he has an excellent setup down there. So I've recorded there. I recorded at Omni Studios. And then and Omni Studios is, it's downtown in Nashville, so it's probably like, I'm trying to say, like if you know Music Row or that whole area, it's probably like 5-6 minutes, like south from there. And then I have a couple brand new singles that haven't dropped yet, that I'm actually still recording one of them right now, and I'm laying down banjo for it. And that's going to be at it's a studio called Sound Emporium Studios, but you should look them up on Facebook because they have the coolest setup. They're like really eclectic. You walk inside and it's like every room you feel like you're in like a different like time period and like a different country, and yeah. So I'd probably like Sound Emporium the most so far.
I like that idea. That could actually shape music, that whole feel of a recording studio.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Unfortunately, most of the ones that I've ever worked in, and believe me, I've worked in some of the best in the world, are just recording studios. You know what I mean? You go in, you've got everything laid out for you, you've got your desk, everything there, but no theme to it. It's just a recording studio, you know, so...
They have like a couple of like jukeboxes, some of like the oldest pinball machine games I've ever seen. And then in the vocal, one of the vocal booths, the one that I was using and then I'm going to keep using, they have a harpsichord and like a really, really old like ragtime piano. I mean, it's like some of these instruments I'm sure are haunted, but it's really cool.
Believe me, I love haunted everything. I do.
Me too.
I'm a big Ghost fan. I really, really am.
Yeah,
Don't get me started. I really am. But having said that, we were discussing getting you here to New Zealand, and we kind of got stuck on, of course, Lord of the Rings and Hobbiton and everything like that. But New Zealand is made up of 3 islands, literally. Now, right down the very bottom is a little island called Stewart. It's really the only island in New Zealand that got a name. Really?
Oh, cool.
Yeah, Stewart Island. Good manly name, really, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah, but those who were naming New Zealand after that lost all imagination and called the next one South. And the one following that is called North. That's where we are. We're in the North Island. In fact, we're on the east coast of the North Island where we see the light of day first in the world every day, literally. Not too cold over here. If it gets to about 0 degrees, we start really getting upset about it.
Wow. No, that's too cold for me. I draw the line when it gets to like 25, 30.
Okay, well, I tell you what, here right now, and let me just have a quick looky here, and I'll let you know that we are currently sitting on 62 degrees. Which
Kind of like us right now.
yeah, it's quite comfortable, to be honest with you. We're expecting a few more. But believe me, it is an absolute pleasure to talk about your music and the temperature and everything like that. But have you ever heard of a place called Queenstown?
Queenstown, I have. I've heard the name before, but I don't know anything about it.
Okay, I don't mean Queensland. That's in Australia. That's the place where all the men wear dresses and high heels and drive fast in women's clothing.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's called drag racing.
Oh my god.
Literally. No, Queenstown is a little boutique town in the South Island. Literally. Wall-to-wall wall when you're flying in there. All you see is mountain. Literally. And the turbulence is fantastic. It really is. You're bouncing all over the place. In fact, the last time I went there, had a rather large gentleman from the United States sitting beside me, white knuckling it, sweat just beading down his face. He really was. Now, I'm a skydiver, so I don't mind a bit of turbulence. You know what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely not. Really?
Yeah, literally. This guy says to me, he says to me as we're flying in there, "Do you think we're going to crash?" And I went, "Don't worry about it. We'll go straight to the scene of the crime."
Oh gosh. Poor guy.
Well, I got to be honest, Johanna, I'm all about shenanigans and having a good time. You know what I mean?
Mm.
You're going to show me that kind of fear, I'm going to have a bit of play with it. By the time I was finished with him, as we got off the plane, he's on the ground kissing the ground, literally.
Yeah.
He was that happy to get here. Now,
I would be too.
let me tell you a little bit about Queenstown, because believe me, it's really significant. It's a little boutique kind of town come wannabe city where all the A-listers from around the world go to get away from the paparazzi and, well, maybe the wives, the husband's place, you know, things like that. Shania Twain owns property down there. Kevin Costner was there prior to the COVID thing. Same with Keanu Reeves, Tom Cruise. As I said, the A-listers go there. So you never know, Johanna, who you might run into. And warn your mum about this one as well if she's going to be joining you, because we would love to have her too. You don't want to run into me.
Oh no, why? Take me skydiving. No, I'm just kidding.
I'll throw you off a bridge.
Oh man, no.
Yes. Down in Queenstown, one of the most favoured things to do while you're there is, you know, it's a touristy kind of deal. And I know the guy that introduced this to New Zealand. We have a thing called bungee jumping down there.
Also a no. Also a hard no for me.
Oh, come on, you're not Australian. We'll attach the bungee.
No. Absolutely not. Although, you know what I've always wanted to try? I've always wanted to try parasailing. Okay, that would be fun.
We can do that for you as well, literally. And we can actually do that over in Lake Taupo. Couldn't we? Yeah, absolutely. We know a guy, literally. But having said that, while down in Queenstown, there's a thing down there called the Shotover River. Now, this is a fantastic place. Big walls on this river, and they take jet boats down there. Huge, big super boats, literally full noise, going all sorts of ways, you know, inside out, upside down, all around. Hell of a good ride. It really, really is. And I guarantee you, Johanna, you won't spill your beer.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds like pretty intense activities for me.
We're all about that. If it doesn't scare you and get your heart going, you don't know you're alive.
I mean, like I like haunted houses and roller coasters and rock climbing, but bungee jumping and skydiving and being thrown around and flipping upside down in a boat. Those things I feel like I need to be like spiritually prepared for.
Yeah, here's a true story for you, Johanna, and it happened not so long ago, I got to be honest with you. I do a bit of skydiving, I do a bit of tandem skydiving. I take people for tandem jumps that have never done it before, right?
Well, so you're the guy that's like on their back, like...
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
They're connected to my... Yeah. And, well, one day the skydiving team rang me up and said, hey, listen, we've got somebody here that wants to go for a jump. Are you up for an extra jump? And I went, yeah, sure, no worries. So I turned up there, went and got my gear, got it on, sat down the back of the room while these guys are at reception signing in and getting familiar with everything. And, of course, we have a crew that take them through all the process. You know what I mean? It's very hands-on with these people. So I'm just sitting at the back there, not saying a thing. And they escort them out to the plane. The plane pulls up, and of course I just grab my gear, walk straight out behind everybody. But as I'm getting in, I go past them and get to the back of the plane. And I knew they were going to sit this one guy in front of me, right? I knew he was coming, it really was. So I'm sitting there, and I click into this guy. You know, they help me harness into the guy. And as we're moving towards the door, I can feel him shuffling back a bit. He's a little uncertain about what's going to go on here, right?
Yeah, it's one thing to like get prepared in your mind, but then when you're actually physically about to do it, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, he was changing colours. Literally, he was changing colours.
So I would be too.
Got him to the door, and just as you get to that point of no return, teeter out, I hit him on the top of the head on his helmet and said, have you been an instructor long?
Wait, has he what?
Been an instructor long?
Oh. Wait, so he was, wait. So was he, okay, you were trying to like scare him, so, because he thought that you, oh, wow, that's mean.
He screamed all the way down.
So then, do you just ask him and then just go?
Yeah, of course, as you do.
Gosh, that would have traumatized me.
Believe me, it traumatized him as well. He literally screamed all the way down.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know, I might be one of those people that like, I've seen like YouTube videos, like vines of this, where like people look really like ready to go and they have someone like you, like the guy who's on their back and they'll just like pass out. There'll be this moment and they'll just be like, like the whole way down. I think that would happen to me.
I've had that happen as well, I really have. But I tell you what, when we got to the ground, he said he was too busy screaming to worry about actually doing the jump.
Oh, interesting.
You know what I mean? So, you know, it had benefits, but, well, you know, I thought the benefit was I got to scare the hell out of him. I really did. But that's just me. Shenanigans. I got to be honest with you. I'm straight up about it. Franco's joining us. Nice to have you on board, Franco. Now, if you do come to New Zealand, for us, we would think it's too good to be true. So, can you tell me a little bit about Too Good to Be True?
Too Good to Be True. So I did actually write that specifically about someone. Like a lot of my songs are just made up, or I write them about my friends and their experiences. Too Good to Be True is actually a personal song to me. It's about a guy. I lived in North Carolina for a while, and I wrote it about the love of my life, somebody that I fell in love with there, and he just seemed too good to be true. And then, you know, we did the long distance thing for a while. So it's kind of about him. He got like his dream job, so he moved to another city, and then we did like that separation, but you know, still wanting to like hold on to, you know, what we had starting off in our relationship. But yeah, that's pretty much what it's about. I feel like a lot of girls, even guys, can probably relate to that concept.
You know, a guy in another city isn't your guy.
What'd you say?
A guy in another city is not your guy.
I know, yeah. I mean, long term. Like if it's temporary, if there's like an end, if there's like a game plan. But yeah, if you're just like floating around like that, in my opinion, yeah.
But it doesn't work. It really, really doesn't.
It does not.
Right here at Galaxy 107 FM, talking very frankly, of course, to Johanna, and and Too Good to Be True.
Franco that's watching is from the Africa project with Thornell we're doing.
Franco's with the African project?
That we're doing, yes.
Wow, nice to have you on board, Franco, and believe me, If you're a friend of Thornell's, believe me, he's a friend of ours as well. Absolutely wonderful man.
He's one of
really
the
is.
artists on the CD.
So we're looking at catching up very, very shortly then.
Yeah.
Very cool. Humanitarian
So,
deal. I like that.
Nice to meet you, Franco.
I was just talking to Barbara. There's a friend of ours who is a Grammy selector that's doing a humanitarian thing at the moment. One of the guys watching, Franco, is actually on the CD that we're supporting for
Yeah,
them,
in
if you know what I
Africa
mean.
for raising schools and water.
Yeah, it's all about raising schools in places like Jamaica and in Africa East Afghanistan and places
Yeah,
like
no, my dad, I think back in the day, a long time ago, I think he was like 20 or something. He helped, I guess, build a school, I think, for orphans. It was in Africa somewhere, or maybe Guatemala, Africa.
Okay. Well,
exactly.
we're supporting this 100% literally because we want to be a part of, building schools and and building hospitals and,
So,
the good stuff. And of course, our friend Thornell, very, very influential man. He literally, I think he's had about 18 Grammy Awards of his own.
thank you
If
for
you know what I mean. So,
Lovely.
very, and being a selector, he looks at everybody we do too. Yeah, I got to be honest, he does. But
Very cool.
But for him to step out of the box and do something like this, of course we're going to get involved, literally.
We are involved.
So,
So Franco,
now,
thank you.
Trust Me. Trust in Me is coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to ask you, would you allow us to pass you and your information on to a friend of ours who comes out of India? He has a magazine, and where he's at, literally there's about 5 to 8 million people, and I'm sure he knows each and every one of them by first name, to be honest, but we would love to be able to continue to promote you in different ways. Would you mind that?
I would love that. Thank you.
Brilliant.
Yeah, that would be wonderful.
Brilliant, because I'll get Barbara onto that and get you guys talking, if you know what I mean. Very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of AC/DC?
Yes, I have.
Okay, well,
I feel like every American has
what-
definitely heard of AC/DC.
one of the founding members and the very first lead singer, Dave Evans, he's on the cover actually this month. This month? October month.
Yeah.
Okay, he's on the cover of that. Very close friend of ours actually. I've worked with
Man,
I've worked with AC/DC for 30 odd years.
that is legit.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
In fact, Phil Rudd, the drummer, lives about an hour and a half away from here. So we
Man, you know all the bigs. That's cool.
Don't get me started. I'll give you 40 years of experience.
Too good to be true. Tell me lies or tell me the truth. Too good to be so good to be true. Galaxy FM.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. And, well, Donnie, loving this interview. Thank you very, very much, my friend. It really, really is. Grant is the man, Barbara is the lady. Well, I got to agree. Barbara is the lady. Believe me, she really, really is. Around here, everybody needs a Barbara. Literally. Now, having said that, prior to coming back on air, we were having a little chat about, sort of things like skydiving and all sorts of things like that. So you kind of get the idea that coming to New Zealand, it has its challenges. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I would say so.
Now,
After what I've heard.
now, have you ever heard of a zorb?
Of a what?
A zorb, spelled Z-O-R-B. I think you call it a Z. We call it a Z.
A Zorb?
Yes.
No, I have not. I don't
Okay.
think so.
You're going to love this one. You really are.
Okay.
Alcohol optional, really. If if you're going to have a bit of alcohol, it's far more funnier. I got to be honest with you. But it's a big, round, clear plastic ball. We'll get you in your bikini or something like that. Throw you in the middle of it. It's got a little bit of water in there. That's why the bikini, and we'll roll you down a hill. Now,
Oh, wait, no, I've seen videos of this. People like inside of these balls, like running.
yeah.
Oh, is that what that's called?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Okay.
Well, to make it more interesting, we'll put people in front of you, literally. Especially if you've been drinking now, it takes a whole different concept because, well, when you run over their face, it's priceless. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen people like bouncing into each other, and like I would do that. I would try a Zorb.
There
That
you
I
go.
would suggest you.
I knew I'd find something that would interest you. Really, I knew that. So believe me, we'll get into a couple of these and get down the hills and have some fun with that. Believe me, you're going to love it. You really are. So I reckon about maybe 4, maybe 5 shows here in New Zealand, 8 to 10 shows in Australia. You just got to watch the Australians. They don't even know how to spell beer.
Oh man.
No, true. I went to Sydney, the very first time I went to Sydney, walked into a pub, said, "Can I have a beer, please?" And this guy comes out with a can, 4 X's on it. I looked at him and went, "What's that?" And he goes, "You wanted a beer?" I said, "Can't you spell?" He goes, "Not in Australia."
Oh man.
It's true, it really happened. It really did.
Does it snow in Australia, or is it just always hot and sunny there? I don't really.
I don't
Do they
know.
have seasons?
The Blue Mountains, they get a bit of snow, places like that. Yeah, it does. It really does. But then you got places like the Murray River, for instance. Forever seems to be tropical, to be honest with you. Love that place, I really do. Even though I give Australians a bit of stick, I've got to be honest, I've spent many, many years over there. I used to play rugby league over there for one of their teams. Toured with
Oh,
a
wow.
number of their bands, Dragon, back in the day, Jimmy Barnes and all those sort of guys. So believe me, I've had a lot of experience in Australia. Maybe that's why I give them so much stick. Maybe that's what it is. The only thing in Australia is Australians. That's what it is. That's what the problem is. I found. Thank you for helping me out with that because I've been wondering. Thornell Jones Jr. watching?
No, he's on the messenger.
Oh, he's on a messenger. Okay, fair enough. Now I understand what the white one is for.
Yeah.
Right, fair enough. By the way, I'm actually watching you, watching me, watching you kind of deal while we're doing this as well.
Ha! That's 10 times fast.
Got to let you know that everything we do today, Johanna, you're going to get a copy of, okay?
Ooh, yeah. Perfect.
After this, we're going to take some crazy photos. Believe me, they are crazy, Beauty and the Beast kind of deal. We'll give you a copy of those. You can put them on your phone, show your friends, wallpaper them.
Cool.
Kiwis, not healthy, don't do it, kind of thing. We're going to give you those. Then we're going to give you the raw copy of the interview that we're doing right now. And that will also end up on YouTube a little later on. Barbara's also going to make all of this into a movie for you as well, with the photos, everything like that. And you'll get a copy of that as well. But
That's awesome. Thank you.
just to put the cherry on top, my friend, we're going to make you into a cartoon.
A cartoon.
Yeah.
Now that would be cool. That I would like to see.
Believe me, Johanna, it's one of the few things that actually makes me look good.
Cartoon characters.
Yeah, it really is. Fantastic. She won't tell me how she does it, but wicked job. Really brilliant. You're going to love it. You really, really are. And I've got to be honest, people tell me all the time, I go and watch the YouTube interview because I was at work or something. I wanted to catch up with what you did for the day. So I've gone and had a look at that. But then other people go and have a look at the cartoon version. Some people watch them about 20 times.
Wow, interesting.
I thought so too. Why would you want to? You go once or twice, I get it. 20 times? Seriously? You don't have a life? Okay, I get it.
A lot of time on your hands.
One guy coming out of Africa said to me, Grant, I did. He watched an interview with a we have a friend of ours who was actually a real Rasta reverend. In fact, he's a bishop.
Oh,
Literally.
that's pretty serious.
But he's also a Rasta and a Rasta musician. You know what I mean? So, and stunning. Brilliant artist in his own right. And we did this interview with him. The guy coming out of Africa actually introduced us to him. And he said to Barbara, I watched the interview 20 times.
You did.
And I'm going, seriously? Well done, Marvin. Keep that up. Do that. Go on, do that. Believe me, everyone's worth watching in its own right. And this one is too. Trust me. Moreover, trust in me. So, how did you come to the trust in me?
Trust in Me. So that's an example of a song that I wrote about a friend of mine. And she was in a relationship with a guy who definitely struggled with like jealousy issues, you know, like one of those. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I mean, they're not together anymore. but yeah, it's about navigating being in a relationship with somebody that you're in love with, but having a hard time connecting with them because they don't trust you. I guess.
That's a huge issue in a relationship. It really, really is.
Oh my, I mean, I've encountered it too. I feel like everybody has at least once in their life, you know?
Yeah, hello. Yeah, believe me, I can relate right there. I really can. So, joining us live is Johanna and Trust in Me, right here at Galaxy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Gosh, it's hot in here. It really is.
I don't feel that bad.
Oh, I tell you what, we have to bring in some of that Kiwi air conditioning. Open the bloody window.
Windows already open.
Windows are already open,
Hope you're
okay.
enjoying this. Is this room?
You're going to have to employ a girl to
I need
fan
to
you
cut
then.
my- You know,
You need a new bunker waller or something.
Sorry.
Getting warm in
back
here.
to being
Summer's
warm.
coming, that's what it is. Terry Van Cannon's on board.
Yeah, hi,
nice
Terry. Thanks
nice to have
again.
you on board, Terry. Absolutely brilliant. We were talking about Terry Van Cannon earlier on with Master of Steel Guitar.
Yeah, and of course,
Black guitar.
see all the pumpkins over here. Look.
Yeah. The Pumpkin Man is watching right now.
Oh, pumpkins! Yay! I just got a little pumpkin the other day. It's really small and cute, and I'm calling him Pumpty Dumpty. My little friend.
Mary, sorry, Johanna. Terry says, I see that she's played some gigs here in North Carolina. Very cool.
Yeah, I played a lot. And I lived in North Carolina for about 4.5, 5 years. I played like literally, probably I would say every single venue in Wilmington.
Okay.
And then a handful of places in Charlotte.
Okay. Do you follow wrestling?
Wrestling?
Yeah.
No.
No.
I've never
No.
followed wrestling ever.
One of my most favourite female wrestlers, called Charlotte, comes from North Carolina. Her name is Charlotte Flair.
Oh, that's fine. Is she from Charlotte in North Carolina, or
She
just
is.
North Carolina?
She's the queen and comes from Queen
And
City.
her name that's really funny. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, believe me. And I was actually talking to a young lady just prior to you who actually held us up a little bit, who was in Charlotte, North Carolina as well, you know what I mean?
She loves.
So,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you said she has the single Whiskey and Diamonds, or I wrote down her name.
Diamonds and Whiskey, yeah.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Actually,
That's a cool title.
a friend of ours coming out of Norway, we're talking about Lord of the Rings, he wrote the score for it, this guy, okay?
What? Oh,
He-
man, my brother would love this.
He-
He loves the soundtrack. to that movie.
He's a very close friend of ours, and he manages a band coming out of Norway called Viking Queen, which is a fairly heavy metal-y kind of band, right? But we got on really, really well. He wrote a song for Johanna in Diamonds and Whiskey that,
Jenny.
Jenny, that became a huge hit,
Mesmerised.
literally.
Oh, I love those kind of stories, you know, where people just like meet and collaborate and it just like blows up. That's awesome.
I'll get Barbara to introduce you.
Trust in me, just trust in
right, you're right here at galaxy107fm, and it is an absolute pleasure today to be talking to a young lady coming out of Nashville today. You never know where she's going to be tomorrow. You never know. She might be here in New Zealand. Maybe.
You're cool.
Yep, absolutely. We would love to have you. We really, really would. But Nashville, believe me, love Nashville. I really, really do. Of course, I've been to all the fave places, even the Grand Ole Opry in my day. So, having said that, this brings us to your most requested track. And we're going to do an extra one after that we're going to be releasing to the world, literally. But this one, and I've got to let you know, Johanna, it doesn't seem like I'm getting through a breakfast show without having to play this particular track. Everybody is requesting it. I think at the moment it is number 6. Yeah, number 6 on our Galaxy charts, and it's been there for a little while now, and everybody loves it. Now, the breakfast show, literally, let me tell you this, the breakfast show primarily is made up of people who request tracks through the day.
That's cool.
And, well, it goes into a certain kind of deal where the receptionist puts it all together, takes it to production work it out, and then we collaborate and we create the breakfast show. I'm seeing Johanna in there every day. Now, let me tell you, 5,719 requests to date and climbing. What makes this so special? And I'm talking about the track 5th Street Heartbreak. Why is everybody relating to this track?
Well, I guess we'd have to ask everybody, but we don't have that kind of time. For me, yeah, 5th Street Heartbreak is about being, totally head over heels in love with someone, essentially finding your soulmate, and then them moving away and sort of having that heartbreaking feeling of like being left behind. You know what I mean? Like to be the one that like didn't move on first in a relationship and sort of like the struggle of that. So yeah, I guess a lot of people can relate to that. I mean, I certainly can, It's painful.
It really shows when I see a consistent Johanna in the breakfast show every morning, literally. This is something that we take notice of because it doesn't happen that often, I got to be honest.
That makes me so good. I'm so excited. That's awesome.
We rotate music so much here at Galaxy. We really, really do. As I said, it's down to the people and what they want. It's not what we want to play, it's what they request through that period of time that eventuates in the creation of the breakfast show. Consistently, every morning I'm seeing your name right there, and it's always 5th Street Heartbreak. Now, I'm going to ask you something. Have you got something that's going to match it coming up in the near future?
I do, yes. I have another single coming out. I think you guys are going to play it too, right? I think you're going to play it last. And that one's called Mystery Guy. And I'm actually officially dropping it here in the States on November 5th.
Well, I tell you what, we're going to talk about that one. But first of all, here is the most requested Johanna Mirianna track at Galaxy. 5,719 requests for this track. That's fantastic.
I have a hard time believing that. That's insane.
Well, put it in perspective. We're in about 80 countries right now around the world, 80 plus countries, almost 300 cities around the world. There's 5 million plus people watching this right now. I'll give you the real total when we come to it. So 5,000, yes, that's about average, that's about right, but my God, that's brilliant. You know what I'm saying?
Yay. Oh, I'm so excited. That's awesome.
We, on average, 1,500 requests for a song, and the most requested tracks, about 1,500 to 2,000, not 5,000 plus. You're coming into 6,000. That's almost record breaking.
Jeez. It's kind of just like sinking in. Wow, that's insane.
Well, Johanna, let me tell you, you're fast becoming a superstar here.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to move there.
Yeah.
I'll pack my bags
Okay.
tomorrow.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll meet you at the airport. I'll have somebody meet you at the
You're
airport.
in about 3 weeks'
Oh,
time.
nice. Cool.
Yeah.
She's got to go and do MOQ first.
Oh, the MIQs? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. If she can get a voucher.
Yep,
It's a bit of
absolutely.
a problem trying to get her.
Now, Mystery Guy is the one that we're going to be releasing next.
Right.
You haven't released it in the States yet.
No, I haven't. Not yet. But I mean, but I have like, I put out a post on Facebook earlier. There's like the pre-order link so people can get it now, but it isn't like fully
Okay.
going to be released. It'll be on like the CMT pop country charts here too.
Okay,
But
well,
yeah, in a week.
I tell you what, we'll include that little snippet of information so that people can get the idea. But
Okay.
I'm very humbled that we're actually getting to play this to the world
Yeah.
right now. You know what? This is great. We break music all the time, but I'm very, very humbled that we're able to do one for you because of your status of your breakfast show and the performances that you have. And believe me, I told you, I'm an engineer. I listen to your music very, very closely, not as a fan would, as an engineer would, and I'm very impressed with the whole construction of your music, right down from your lyrics and the way that you've written it to the way you performed it, how it's been recorded, and the whole ensemble of your music. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like to co-produce all my tracks too.
Brilliant.
Like I leave the studio and be like, bye. Like I like to sit there for hours with the engineer and kind of like, you know,
Yeah,
sort
absolutely.
of what's the word I'm looking for? Just kind of like peel through it or just like dig through it, I guess.
I always love an artist that's hands-on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I do.
What promises we made, they may shine. 'Cause you're too far away. This street hard. This street Galaxy, Galaxy FM.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. Absolutely elated today to be joined by Johanna Mirianna. And yes, I'm not telling you a lie. Every morning we're playing Fifth Street Heartbreak, and it's an absolute pleasure to be able to play it in the breakfast show. Now, having said that, and believe me, I'm really, really interested in this because you never know. Maybe she might need a counsellor. I'll offer her, the chance of having one if she needs one at the end of this. She might drive her to drink too. You never know after doing that. But Johanna, are you releasing new music in the near future? Are you still writing? Are you still recording? And will you come back again?
Yes, I would absolutely love to come back again. That's on the to-do list. I am still writing. I am still recording. I'm working on a new single right now that I can't talk about because still recording it. I'm actually laying down banjo for it tomorrow at Sound Emporium, the cool studios I told you about earlier. But yeah, I am. So I've been releasing it. You can listen to all my music on my website. You can download it off my website. You can download some of it off of iTunes and Spotify and Amazon, and I'm still working on getting most of it on Apple Music. But Spotify and my website are like the two main ones right now. Eventually SoundCloud.
Totally understand. I really, really do. And it's an absolute pleasure to be able to do so. Would love to have you back again. If you want to subject yourself to more torture like this, please come on back. We would love to have you back again. But please, I want to know about Mystery Guy because, well, this is significant. Next month, literally, it's going to be released in the United States. You can get a pre-ordered copy, and Johanna is going to tell you how to do that right now.
Yes. So I have actually just made a post on my Instagram page, which is under the Johanna Winkle, but Mirianna's in parentheses. You can see it there. And my artist Facebook page, Johanna, I made a post. And I'll be making a post on my website tonight, but it'll be dropping in the States November 5th, my single Mystery Guy. And I've shared both the links on my social medias this afternoon of where you can go to pre-order it. I think one is called Linktree. I'm trying to remember what the other one is. But yeah, you just click the link, it goes right there, and you can download it or listen to it.
So basically, we're trumping America and the world by releasing this morning, Mystery Guy. Now, it would be remiss of me if I didn't ask, please tell me a bit about this track.
So, Mystery Guy is a personal song from my own experience, not a friend's or someone else's. But I went to, I'm sure you guys you've heard of writers' rounds before. Yeah, so obviously those are really popular in Nashville, and I love writers' rounds. It's a great opportunity for singer-songwriters and other recording artists to get out and try out their new material and they're usually in listening rooms, so it can be a little intimidating because everyone is like quiet and like that's the rule, like no talking, you're just listening and talk about stories and stuff. But so I was playing this writers round at a place called the Commodore, which is excellent. It's downtown Nashville. I'm actually playing another one there this coming November 8th, so like in a few weeks. But Mystery Guy, I showed up like 2 hours early. I had gotten the information like crossed, so I got there really, really early. And I met this guy, and I don't remember his name. I mean, obviously won't say his last name, but his first name I think was Scott. And he was in the group with me of like the round that we were in a group of like 4 of us. And I don't know what it was. I was just like, he's just so charismatic. And I was just so infatuated with him. I was like, I have to write a song about this guy. He gave me his card. That's actually off of the lyrics in the second verse, but with his number on it. And he was like, we should write sometime or we should collaborate sometime. And I'm like, yes, please. And then I never saw him again. So he's a mystery. Like, I never saw him again. I'll probably never see him again. I lost his card, but I was totally in love with him for one night. I was like, so cute. Marry me.
That is too cool. That really is too cool. And believe me, you're going to love this. Breaking to the world today here at Galaxy is Mystery Guy. Woohoo! It's fun. It's fun.
This is a blast. I'm so excited. Thank you, guys. Yeah, I really would like to do this again for sure.
Awesome. Because we would love to have you back. Now, are you familiar with the Galaxy artist page on Facebook?
Yes. Yeah, I like and follow it, and I've got you guys on Instagram too.
Nice. Well, please, it's free. Please use it. Now, in there, believe me, if you're going to a gig, if you're writing a new song, if you've produced a new song, new video, opening of a shoebox, put it in there because.
Oh, I can share it.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah,
oh, wow. I'll definitely be doing that.
Do that because, believe me, the amount of people that have a look in there and you don't know who they are. They could be ordinary, everyday fans, or they could be record labels, or they could be venue promoters and yada, yada, yada. There's so many people go and have a look in there. That it's basically for the promotion of the artist, you know what I mean? And hopefully there's people in there that pick up on artists and go, listen, I could use this for a gig here, or I would like to put her on a label, or you know what I mean? The options are endless. So please use it. We would love to be able to get behind you and promote you as much as
But it's
possible.
only for Galaxy Art.
Can I share like one of my music videos on that page?
Of course you can. Of course you can. We would love it. And believe me,
Do that.
it's better coming from you than from us because if we go to, say, YouTube or something, there's copyrights and everything like that issues. But
Yeah.
if you put it on, that's taken care of. You got me? So please, we would love it. We would love it, literally.
I was fucking cool.
Having said that, how would you like to do me a couple of MP3 voice drops?
Oh, sure. Okay.
You know, something like, hi, this is Johanna Mirianna, and you can hear me on Galaxy 107 FM or something like that. But please
Or something
be
about
be
Ricky
yourself.
Saul.
You know, don't follow my rules because then they all sound the same. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But even if you're introducing a song of yours or something like that, please, 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 we would love to do so. Add you to our system so that people can get to hear your voice and your name more often. It gets stuck. It's like an earworm thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the promotions of you, and we want to do that.
Okay.
And as I was saying, I also want Barbara to introduce you to Jay coming out of India with Lazy Indie magazine. Brilliant. You believe me.
Okay.
We want to do that for you as well. In the meantime, let's wrap this up, but please don't go anywhere just yet, Johanna, because we're going to do some photos, okay?
Oh yeah.
Galaxy
107 FM.
That's right. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. And today we have been joined by, yes, Johanna Mirianna coming out of Nashville. And believe me, it's been an absolute pleasure to not only make her acquaintance, but welcome her to the Galaxy family. She can hook on in and say hello to us anytime she wants, being family. Of course she can. And we would love her to come back again. Now, at the same time, we would absolutely love it if we could get you down here in New Zealand, playing in front of New Zealand audiences. We covered that. And, of course, we're going to scare the hell out of you as well. You know, things happen. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. But having said that, are you going to bring Mum with you?
Absolutely, yeah. She's my best friend. We're partners in crime, so she'll be coming.
Very cool. Now, one final question before we go. Do you like shopping?
I love shopping.
Brilliant. Believe me, you and Barbara and Mum are going to get on like a house on fire. Literally, Barbara is an Olympic shopper.
Oh man, good.
She knows all the places to go, not just the best ones, all the places to go. Believe me, it's going to be a lot of fun for you here in New Zealand. And believe me, if you don't want me to throw you off a bridge, Barbara will take you shopping.
Yeah, I think I'll go with Barbara.
Fair enough.
First choice.
Having said that, though, do you like wine?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, well, we would love to be able to show you around some of New Zealand's world-famous wineries as well. So, you know, we'll
Oh wow, fancy.
have a little taste of some produce of New Zealand as well. We'd love to be able to do that. Show you some off-the-beaten stuff, some more not-so off-the-beaten stuff, and give you a complete education about what New Zealand's about, okay?
Okay, cool.
It's a date.
And we're not just about sheep. Somebody said we're about sheep. Yeah, what, 50 million sheep to 5 million people?
Yeah, I
Wow, really? It's a lot of sheepsies.
Yeah, and believe me,
12.
we feed the world with mutton and beef and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're very proud of what we do here in New Zealand. We really are. Having said that, unfortunately, we're going to have to wrap it up right now, but please don't go anywhere just yet. We're going to do the crazy photo thing afterwards, and you'll also get a copy of those. Also a copy from some of the staff that's been in here, backstage photos, stuff like that. Shows you what we do here at Galaxy as well. And I'll apologise now, okay?
Okay.
Okay, but in the meantime, let's go back to the other studio. You're right here at Galaxy. Thank you to everybody that's been joining us on Facebook Live. Gonna watch it a little later on over there on YouTube? You know what to do. Yes, sub, thumb, bell, bingo. Have a good day.
in your face, all over the place. We're
How was that?